Hello, welcome back. And we're live again for the Mardini Day 4. It's the architecture challenge today. How's it going, human versus human? What's up? Let me switch my screen here. Okay, so we left off with, let me see, with what happened here? Okay. All right, so this was day 1, the plant one. This was the animal, day 2. Aquatic. And I kind of got a little bit started. I got started today with the architecture one. You can kind of see what's going on here. And let's name this day 4 architecture. Yeah, I think the spider one came out pretty cool. Yeah, I'm happy how that one came out. And let's dive right in. Let's go inside. And this is kind of where I started, or let me show you where it's at now. Make this bigger. This is kind of where it's at. It's kind of like some abstract architecture thing. And we can do, let me bring this down. And we can change things really quickly with just moving sliders around. Or for example, I turn this one off. Now I get more. And then we have also a mountain here that's actually pushing things up and down. So it's all procedural. But I'll show you real quick how, well, not real quick. I'll show you how I set it all up. And hello. Pack your bags. So we started first with, let me turn off the ghosting here. All right. We started off with a simple grid. Then we did a group expression that will just select these pieces. The group selection will select the pieces. And I just kind of used the drop down menu here and put 30% chance. You could also change it here, put 4, or let's say 2, and it kind of changes things around here. Then I put a blast, which will delete those pieces. And then here in the subdivision, this is a labs tool that it subdivides them on the inside, but like irregular, like it's a little bit different each time. You can kind of see how it moves things around. And then we're putting all this into a for each loop that will break it into pieces for us. And then we're packing it, and then we're seeing the result of all the pieces. And then right here, I'm just adding normals on Y. I don't know how I can make this bigger. So I don't know if you can see it on If you're on mobile, you probably can't see it. So it's like this. The normal equals x, y, z. On y is 1. And then to view that, see, my display is not showing up. Let's see what happened. Oh, because these are packed right now. So yeah, so they're facing up. And then we use the mountain again, but we only put it on the y-axis so it moves up. And then we did a match size so it stays above the ground. Control plus makes it bigger. Oh, there you go. Cool. Thanks for the tip. I've never used that before, but it's good for this purpose. Perfect. Then we're packing them again. Oh, sorry, unpacking them because we had them packed. And then we're selecting the group on the bottom. We're only showing the group on the bottom with a blast and deleting the delete non-selected is checked off or checked on. And then I'm turning those points, those pieces of the polygons, like each of the edges into points with an add. Excuse me. So we're putting the add and we'll put delete geometry but keep points. And then in here the same. Let's make this bigger. Adding ID to equal the point number. And then on this side, I'm doing the same, except scaling everything into 0 on the y-axis. And then I'm also doing the ID equals the point number. And then these two get merged. And then here in an add, we're going to the polygons and going into the by group and go to the drop down menu by attribute. Then you add ID and then it connects the points together. And then in here we're adding a poly wire. And then normally the poly wire, I think it doesn't have all these joint up vectors into one. It's like it comes in like sideways. It comes in like this, like at an angle. So I just added a 1 here and then it straightens it up. And then added normals just to make sure. And let's see, and then on this side, I'm getting the floor and then doing the same kind of thing, grouping the bottom and then blasting it and then extruding it. Sorry, these are the extruded pieces. These will be the top parts. And then in the top, I'm getting the ones that are on the bottom. So this is the top and then this is the bottom. And then I'm getting blasting the bottom, extruding it. So just a little bit up. And then the second extrusion insets it. just a little bit. And then so we're adding UVs to these two things here. And then we're merging everything together, and this is kind of what we get. And then on this side, we're getting the points from here, from the top pieces. Doing the same procedure where we're adding the add node. And then delete geometry but keep points. Same thing, ID equals at ptnum. And there's some points that are not completely fused, so there's some that are very close together, so I don't want it to connect to make duplicate columns on top of each other. So then we did that for here and here. And this one, we're just translating them upwards. It's kind of hard to see. They're up here. I don't know if you can see it on screen, but they're up here. And then we're merging both of those in. We're doing the same operation here. And then this time we're doing a resample. We're adding some points in between all these lines. And then we did a twist. That kind of creates this little peak or kind of upper part of the architecture. And then we're smoothing it so it doesn't get these jagged edges here. We're smoothing it. And then polywiring that in. Normals. And then merging all that stuff in. And this is currently where it's at. So if we step back and I take a look at the render, this is kind of what's going on. I don't know what you guys think. I'm still not sure what to do with the colors or the lighting, but I'm still gonna look to see what else we can do to this. Hopefully you guys think it's cool. I think it's pretty cool. Let me organize some stuff here. We'll add a network. Nice. Yeah. I wonder I forgot what that looked like. Never ending story tower. I mean, it's kind of abstract. It's like it has like some kind of peak. Yeah, it's cool. I guess it can look like it a little bit. Well, this one, not really. It's kind of like a flower, I guess. It's kind of like a shape of a flower. All right. All right, so we were organizing this. We'll drop in the black because I love black. And then we'll just duplicate this. Oops. Oh my God. All right. It's like not working for me. There it is. Okay. Yes, giving me errors like last time. All right, we'll just, I deleted it. Whoops, let's undo this and let's turn this off for make Houdini crash. Anyways, let's add the network here, the note, and it'll be day 4 architecture and scale it up. Just press shift and scale, and then it makes the text bigger. Hide background, and let's add the note here again. And it's day 3, and this was aquatic. Okay. All right, so what can we do here? Let's go inside. Maybe we'll just color the different parameters that we can adjust so it's easier to find. So I'm just selecting these. Hopefully it'll work. Okay. We can organize all this stuff a little bit. So I'm just selecting it and then holding A and then dragging the mouse. And if you do sideways, it does it this way, horizontal. Okay. A little bit better. Okay, and then let's see if we mess around with the twist, see what we can get. That might be too much, but we'll see. I'm not really worried about the overlapping of the geometry. Something like that. Let's see. Taper. It opens up the points. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that's what I added also. It was the taper and then squeezed it in. So it kind of created that little, I don't know what you call that shape, like a leaf. It feels like the flat view. Like a vasey, like a vase or something. And then we can mess around here with the squish, but I kind of like it the other way too. I think it looks interesting that way. And then the pivot is kind of moving it up and down. that looks interesting. Let's see. What else can we change or just tweak around? The transform here. Like move it higher. Nah, that was fine how that was. What do you guys think so far? Was it better before how I had it or like this? Let's see. Let's do 0.5. That's kind of cool. I'm wondering what else I can do here. What happens if we do a exploded view right here? This is the kind of stuff that I love about procedural softwares. Like not only like Houdini, but in Blender or anything that's procedural that you can build stuff like this. That you can just start adding things in between the process and just get different variations like really quick. Let's see what that looks like. I know it's kind of crazy, but see what kind of lighting. Yeah, interesting. Let's add another camera just to see what we can do with wide lens instead of like that 100mm lens focal length. Let's see what else. Let's go back again. Let's bring back some more pieces of the floor. 0.3, and then we'll get the turn off this one for now. We're back at where we were at. And if we were to turn it off, then we get like the full thing there. That's really interesting. Let's see what other groups we have we can use. Group by range. Is this let's see. Group by range. Yeah, we're getting like different patterns here with the group range. Maybe we can work on some materials. And we have this stuff here. Would an attribute randomize pass over to the primitives? Let's see. Maybe if we do attribute promote. Attribute randomize. And let's see if it passes over. Okay, yeah, it passed over the colors here. And I guess one thing we can, let me see, in the attribute randomize, let's see what else we can do here. Or let's get attribute VOP. Put a ramp. No, not this ramp. Ramp parameter. And then get C and map it to C. So we get like black and white. Let's go back. Yeah, the reason why I'm trying to do this is so I can use that attribute after for shading. So we could do a bind export and just put like wires maybe. And then that attribute can get passed on to the shaders when we're building it with I think it's called geometry property value node. So in here we're in Solaris and we'll create a material library. And then we'll drop down a USD builder. We'll name it wires. And then we'll get the geometry property value. And we'll put wires. And then we'll go back real quick and we could actually disconnect this from color because we already have it in wires. And then drop this into, let's see, let's make a group. Grouped all this and put wires. And then in here in the SOP create, we can go to the, I think it's import data, and then subset groups. We could see wires. So select wires, or what we can do is put a star so it picks up all the groups. And then in here in the scene graph tree, we can see the wire group here. And then if we add a assign material, we can drop in that group and then assign our wires material. Okay, and then we'll go into, I'm not sure why this is black right now. Go into base color, map it in here. And it's getting like the whole thing. Let me see, is it because I'm not under color? Yeah, so we gotta put the signature to color instead of float. And now we can see what we did in the attribute op. The other cool thing you can do is when you start messing around with the shaders is adding it to emission and or displacement, different things like that, and then you can get separate pieces doing different effects. Because when it's like black and white, it's like 0 and 1. And then you can do whatever you want with it. So for example, if we do like a blue, you can see that some of them are lit up and some of them are not. And if we change the main color, the base color to like a darker, like a black, you can see it much better. So we'll do like a gray for now. All right, and then let's go back and create groups for everything else. So we can go into the architecture node, and then we go here. We're gonna copy the wires, and then in here, this is like the top pieces. This is the bottom pieces, and then these are the columns. So we'll put here a group for columns. All right, and then now a group for top floor, and then floor. All right, so let's go back. Go into the materials, and we'll duplicate this, and maybe we do the same for the columns, but we'll keep it in a different shader just in case we want to tweak it a bit different than the wires. So now here you can see we have floor, top floor, bottom columns. Some of these are from the extrusion nodes, like the extrude sides, and bottom is the other group we used to kind of delete the bottom piece using the normals. So here, let's add a new one. In the assigned material, we'll add a new one. We'll drag in the columns, and then we'll pick our column. I don't see much of a difference because we haven't done anything with the changing of the colors for like in the attribute VOP. So we'll go back up and we'll actually copy this one and paste it here. Let's see. Now we got some of them. Oh, we also forgot the attribute randomize. That's important. Attribute randomize. We could always do the random color inside the attribute VOP, but I figured this is an easy way to do it. And then primitives. Well, this one's doing all of them, so let's see what else we can do. Yeah, adding stairs would be cool. I think I'll work on that. Good idea. Otherwise, it doesn't feel like a structure, or like you could never get up to the second floor. Yeah. So right now it's doing it to each primitive here. What if we do pack? That's doing all of them. So we can also do the easiest way I think about it is with for each, and then we pack it for each connected piece, and then we pack it. Yeah, and you could see there's some duplicates here. So I think I may need to fuse some points, and I'll just borrow that from this here that I already did. And we'll fuse these as well. And now we have less of that overlapping. So now if we look at the attribute, we could do unpack. Let's see what's going on. Oh, it's because I don't have it on seat. Let's go back up. Attribute randomize. Then we have this here. It's supposed to work. And let's change it instead of wires to columns. All right, let's go back real quick and go into the shader, go to our columns, and then name this columns. Yeah, let me check what this is. Let me make sure I transfer the C. CD. Let me do it again because I'm not sure why it's doing that. It should be actually showing us the colors, but it's not. Let's make sure we reset the viewport. Let's go back. So we got the points here, the columns. They're randomized in color, but then we put the attribute VOP. It's not transferring the color. Let's see what is happening. Let's do a new one. Primitives. And then connect CD. Okay, that's looking right. Let's go back real quick. Oh yeah, we are viewing it. So now if we do ramp. Okay, that worked. I guess I didn't have it maybe in the other one with primitives, but check. It was on points. Yeah, that's what it was. So we put it on primitives. Now if we go back and let's save one more time. Let's see. And we got columns. Okay, hopefully it works. It doesn't seem to be updating. Let's go back to the assign material. We got columns there. Let's see. Let's go back to the shader. Go in columns and we have the geometry. Is this named correctly? Let's go back. Columns. The out node is there. Oh, this right here is, I think it's overriding it. Let's remove that color. I think that was it. I could be wrong. Let's adjust the strength of the black and white. And then let's also do this same attribute wrangle. Let's do attribute randomize. I guess we could leave it like that and see what kind of effect we get. You know, just more random stuff. And what's this here? It's gonna say mismatch something. A mismatch attribute on the inputs was detected. Maybe not initialized. Okay. All right, let's not worry about that right now. Let's delete this here. All right, let's save this. Go back, and then let's also assign the top floor and the bottom floor. So we'll add one more, and those will make the same. So we'll drag those two into the primitives, and then we'll create a new node called floors. And we'll select the floors. All right. Are we missing something else? Let's make sure we autofill materials. Let's check to see what happened here. Okay, something's overwritten here. This one looks just fine. Let's remove this merge and bring in this here. And it's still doing it. Let's see. Do you guys have any idea what could be causing this? To go from, we have colors properly set, and then we're losing it on the merge. No ideas, no ideas. Man, chat is quiet today. We could also probably export them, or sorry, output them in a different SAP create. Let's see. So if we do a null here, bring this here, and put columns. And then in here, we'll put, I think this was top floor. Yep, top floor. Then in here, just regular floor. And then right here, we can put wires. So this is kind of what I mean. Let's go back. So if I copy paste this, and let's put the output node into wires. So we only see the wires when we go back. And then we'll add a merge here. And then we'll do a SOP create. Put columns, object merge, copy. Let's see, copy columns out. Now they're coming in with color, but I'm not sure what it was. I know I shouldn't be having to do it this way, but this is like a workaround if you're having issues. And we can put floor and then go in here and get our floor. And then we'll get the top floor. Go inside and grab our top floor. And now we got everything with colors. I'm not sure what that is about with the other stuff. However, our materials got messed up because now they're not part of that first SOP create. So we gotta reassign them. And we can just drag in the top floor, bottom floor. And then in here we can get the columns, drop the columns. And then the wires architecture. There you go. So now we don't get that warning on the assigned material. And remember to save multiple times. What could be happening here? If we render this, I'm not getting any issues with it, but our emission is not getting passed through. So does it have to do with the group? Let's go back in here. We have columns as a group correctly set, and then we'll put a group for both of these. This is like a linked, so anything I change to this one, it'll be referenced to this one. So we'll do floors. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let me see, because we have, so I have the columns. Oops. I have the column here. Oh, and let's make sure our import data, we're importing the all of our groups. Is it because they're primitive groups? Let's see something. No, that's not right. Let's go back. But let's see what happens if we do point. No, it's the same. So let's go into our geometry spreadsheet. Look at our primitives. And I could see here that there's black. There's black and white. And there's like a gray one somewhere in the middle. Right here. So why aren't they getting passed on here? Let's remove this merge. We're at close to an hour now, and today I started the stream a little bit earlier, an hour earlier. I think tomorrow I might do it even earlier as well. I got to do a couple things at night, and also want to get some extra rest. So I guess we can just leave it as is for now. Let's at least change the color of our floors. Maybe white. And right now I'm just seeing the shaders. I'm not applying any lighting on it. That's why it looks like this. But let's add the lighting, because obviously our shaders will look a little bit different when it's with this lighting. And let's lower the intensity for the dome light. And then the distant light here, we can drag it like this and maybe rotate it. All right, so we talked about earlier doing possibly some steps. So what can we do from here? Trying to think if I can randomly select some pieces of the sides and then do the same idea with the ID connecting a line and then resampling the line and then using a copy the points, copy a rectangle that can look like side steps. I'm not sure. Let's do a quick test. And this is using a side extrude. So let's just do a, here, let's do a box. Let's stretch out the box. Or actually, let's do a, let's do a, no, we could use a box. Let's use a box. And we'll add 4 by 0.5 and 4. And then we'll group it. And we'll choose to select the normal. Normal. So right now it's selecting on the positive Z. And then we can do a blast. We'll get our side, delete, non-selected. So once we have the side, I can do a transform and then scale it. It might mess things up if we don't do it properly. Trying to think real quick. Let's also do let's do this instead. We'll grab another one similar to this. Instead, we'll do points, and then we'll do -1. Can we see? Let's do 1. These points are 0 and 1. We could try just manually deleting them. I'm not sure if it's always going to be in the same position, like 1 and 0 in the bottom. But we can try with a blast, and we'll blast 3 and 2 and 3. So we'll select those points. So now we have those points, and then we'll do the ID, same thing we did here. ID equals the point number. And then we'll duplicate this and then transform. We'll merge them. We'll get an add node, and then we'll make sure that we go to group and then by attribute, and then we can do, and actually we can just blast 0 and delete not selected, so we have 1. because we're just gonna need one line. We'll put ID and then we'll resample that line. And then not that much. And then we can do the, like another box, and then copy the points. And then we can kind of get that step. And that's all from that box there. So that's kind of our main solve there. The other thing we can do, because it's like offset here instead, wondering if what happens if we fuse them. Oh, you know what? Actually, if we pack them, if we pack that piece of blasted geometry, we'll have 1 point. So this one, not this one here. So we got a point right in the middle. So if we were to add this, let me see. Does it work if I do delete geometry? Okay, so we'll do that. We'll put the add, removing the geometry. Let's move this here. Remove it. Okay, so now it's right smack in the center. So what we did is we selected that group here, we packed it so the point's right in the middle. We put an add to remove the geometry but keep the point, and then we added that point to be an ID based off PT_num, and then we got the same point, moved it, merged those two, added the line, resampled it, and then copied the points to put the different steps together. All right, so let's save this. So how can we do this in this same procedure here and add it to some of these parts here? So if I were to go in here, let me put a null. Let's make this into, let's delete. Let's actually do this. Let's do another null at the bottom. I don't know if this is going to work, but we can try it. Let's make this into a subnet. And we'll call it steps. All right, let's copy this and let's hope that it's going to work. So we're here on the extrudes. We can do group. And let's do by bounding region. Let's copy this guy here. All right, and then we'll box group, and then we'll add that let's do a blast, or let's go back in here and see what it's bringing in. Okay, so it's selecting the wrong direction. Let's do this. 0. Okay. And blast. Then those are packed. Then those are added. These will need to be in a for each loop. And then instead of moving them in that direction, we're going to move them in X. And over it. This is just going to be a test. We'll see. Let's turn this off. And we added like a bunch of steps. Let's go back. Oops, we went too far back. This is too crazy, but this is like overkill. And oops. Yeah, so we're gonna have to detect the top ones only, and then select where those groups are. Let's see what it looks like, the whole thing. Oh, and why isn't this showing up? Okay. That's too crazy. All right, let's go back. Let's simplify this, and let's go get the B box, right? We're only getting this, and we'll just do a blast, and we'll get that group, B box group, delete. We got only those pieces there, and go in here. If we go back in here, can reduce the amount of samples. So yeah, that's the problem. We don't want it to be in the same level either. Because then what happens is that they don't ever line up. So let's make sure we just select the area we want. And then go in here and we'll put, is this the bottom point? We'll do a match size. And then remove these and then just make sure it's min. Yeah, we kind of got the step, but it's not really fully procedural. It's a lot of manual, a little bit of manual work to get it working. But then what we can do is just select a few more sections from other areas, and we're gonna flip where the selection is for the group, so the stairs aim correctly, and then also move the transform around. So let's go back in here. Let's pin this here. And we'll add some normals. And we'll lower the size of it. And then we'll also make sure that we can translate this, transform, and then just bring it down just a little bit. All right, well, at least we got one step where it can work. So let's see if this is where it can possibly break. So the moment we start changing things around. Okay, so it's kind of working. It is moving where we want it to. We would need to do the same thing for all sides. Let's see if we can do that as well. So we'll color this group here like this. And then now we'll get another, let's unpin this. And we're selecting the group on this side. Now we can go to the opposite side. Maybe something like that. And we'll do the blast, the same thing. We just get that piece. And then we'll bring in the steps. Let's check what's happening. And right here, we need to make sure we are on -1. Blast. Now it's good. And then we're gonna do negative on this. And let's go back one level, merge that in. And now we have both on this side. Now let's do one more. We're gonna do 2 more actually. And we'll get this group here. Let's rotate it. Oops, not like that. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to rotate. Oh, we can't rotate the bounding box. So we'll just adjust the scaling. All right. Something like that. Then again, we're blasting it and we're gonna put the correct selection. Now we can do 0 on this side, and is it -1? There it is, -1. And then the transform, let's copy this, paste it, and let's 0 this out. And then right here, oops, right here we'll add the last one. So we'll move our group on this side. And we're deleting it, and then we go back in here and we'll add positive, and then we'll remove the negative here. And we go back. Save this out. And let's go back. And now we got steps on each side. So at least they could go to the different levels there. And right here we have an issue here with this one. We got to make sure that those points go all the way to the bottom. So let's see what happened there. This is kind of getting a little bit messy here. Let's move this on this side. Let's get all this here. Organize this a bit. Oops. All right. Save this. And we're gonna check what happened here. Let's double check here. What happened with our points? Yeah, our points are correctly set up. They are going down. And then these are the top. And then we're resampling them. Oh, but why is one of them higher? Okay. All right. Let's do another for each point. We'll match size that. Now we get both points on the ground. Now it could be higher, the other one. Okay. And I probably should do that for all the other ones. Let's copy this setup here. And in here, we'll delete this match size and bring in this one. Okay, let's go back. All right, I think we're good. All right, so we got this. Let's see what's up with the normals here. Okay. I think we can push the piece a little bit higher. The actual curves. I think it was the twist right here. A squish pivot from taper. I don't know. What do you guys think so far? This probably working better if it was wide angle, or not wide angle, like 16:9. No, 16:9. Hmm. Let's add some stuff here. Let's go into the grid. And let's do the labs. The same thing, just to add texture. It's the labs. It's called subdivide. There, labs lot subdivision. Attribute randomize. And then by primitive. And then, I haven't done this in a while, but I remember we can do this with the extrude. And we can use like an attribute. Z scale. I think it's like that. Let's see something. At Z scale is equal to at CD. No. Primitives. Okay, yeah, it worked. So like using the color to extrude the amount of Z scale. And then we could just or no, let's do an attribute VOP like we did before and just map it to a black and white gradient. And then bring in CD and output CD. Let's go back. Make sure it's not points, it's primitives. Let's save this. All right. Yeah, and I just did this so I could give it like a little bit more variation in the background. But right now the extrusion is way too high. So we'll go in here and lower the extrusion to like 0.02. That might still be too much. To 1. All right, and then if we render, yeah, now we can see we have at least some interesting floor because it was looking pretty bad before. So all this is pinned. No, let's go back. And I could just make this like a lighter gray so it's not so apparent. And then let's go into our distant light and just rotate it. let's move. We have the transforms for this. Let's see the floor. Nothing is happening here. Oh, I see. That's the floor. So it's the top one. Let's bring the floor down, the actual ground, so I can see what's going on. Okay, so I see the problem here. We have like the base part, and then this is not going low enough. Let's go in here one more time. And let's check out our floor. Okay, that's fine. Right. So the floor is correctly on the ground. We have this that's not on the ground, but it is coming from this side here. And that should be good. And then this is the columns that are on the ground. So if I were to merge all of these, it looks correct to me. But what is happening here? Let's go back. Let's make sure these are all at 0. I see there's one here. And let's put the grid a little bit higher. Yeah, I think this is okay. All right, what happens if we turn off the lights and we do like a karma fog, and then let's do an area light. I'm wondering why the karma is not showing up. The karma fog. It's not really showing up correctly. Or not showing up at all. Oh, duh. It's like tiny. I'm here thinking that I already scaled it up, but I didn't. Alright. Yeah, now it's like, now you can't see nothing. Let's bring it down. Make sure this goes all the way here. Alright, so we got our light now, and we can add some mood in there. The other thing we can probably do is, let's not do that. The other thing we can maybe do is bring in some points from our, let's see, from the one that's already twisted before the poly wire. And if we go and put a resample, such a useful tool or node. We lower the samples and we make sure that they're always following this right here. Because the moment we add like subdivision curves, let me see. Is it subdivision or interpolation curves? Usually what happens is that it doesn't properly line up. But let's just add some points here, and then what I want to do is export these points so I can try to instance them with lights. So I'll do an out, a null, out lights, and then copy this. If we go to instancer, and then inside we go put object merge, copy that. We got our points. And then we do an area light, but we're gonna make it a point light. Or a sphere light we can do. And then now we have little spheres of light. Let's merge this in. And see what that looks like. My computer started making some weird noise. Let me see where my AC is at. Nast. Okay, yeah, AC is good. Let's turn off the fog and let's turn off the area light here. And you can see that we have the points that we instance as lights. Zero 0.05 should be okay. And then maybe we can make the material of the wires a little bit transmission. Let's get out of the camera view. Let's look at Karma XPU. What if instead of the transmission we do opacity? It's just taking a while to render. I mean, it's cool, but I like the refraction on it. It just takes long to render. Let's do a let's do a live render node here. Let's see. We need to add a Karma render settings. Karma render settings. And we got to make sure we add that camera in there as well. Let's get this out for a second. Man, I'm happy I haven't had a crash yet, because all this stuff usually gives me a crash. Let's go and put 2000 by 2000. And we were on camera 3 or 4, I think 3. camera 3. And then we go to, it was a render gallery, I think it was. And if we put in our render settings here and start rendering, now we can just grab a region that we want to render and I'll input. Let's turn off the light here and let's bring in the lights again. Yeah, it's not even wanting to work. Oh, is it the shader? Let's check the shader real quick. Let's go in here, wires. Transmission is 1. Let's put, instead of XPU, we'll put the CPU. So we'll stop the render, put CPU, and start it. Let's take a look at that. And let's add this light here. This is supposed to be working, but have the render selected here. Okay, so if we stop it and select this render, CPU. Oh, no wonder we accidentally disconnected our entire network. That's why. All right, let's stop the render here. I didn't even notice that. I thought I was disconnecting the light. All right. Oh, whoa. I was like so zoomed out. Yeah, something ain't working right here with the live render. That's too bad because it was working amazing when I used it back in a tutorial that I did. Oh, zoomed in like crazy. Let's do it one more time. Let's just live render. Give it one more chance. Karma CPU. Okay. Oh, start. Yeah. Oh, and do we have Karma? We gotta switch Karma CPU here. It's like showing up here in the bottom, but it's not showing up here. All right. Well, we'll just remove that. I'm not gonna mess with it. All right, let's just remove these lights. Thought it would be cool, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna work out. Let's go to camera 3. That's the one where we're looking through. And we had the fog. That adds some level of mood. Yeah, I'm not really digging the lighting right now. Let's change this up. Let's remove the fog. And then let's go in here in the wires and let's add a multiply here. So I don't want it to be that bright. Let's do a float and lower the intensity. Okay, and then specular, just reduce the specular as well, but add the roughness. Yeah, we're running out of time. I always say I'm gonna finish within an hour and it ends up being 2 hours. It's almost like I feel I'm looking at the timer and I'm like, I still got time. And then I make some tweaks and I'm like, oh man, 30 minutes flew by. What felt like 5 minutes for me. And then I guess what we can do with the floor, let's add another one for our main floor. What does this look like? And then we can make that a bit darker. And if we do base color, do CD. I don't know why it's not working. Geometry, property value. Let me go back to our grid here. Is it too light? Is that what it is? Because this is much more contrasty. But if we were to take a look at it now with everything, it looks fine like that. Let's just color it. Let's go in here. Let me make sure I'm assigning it. I don't even think I have it assigned. Okay, yeah, that's what it was. All right, let's go to it's grid 3. And we'll get the floor 1. And let's go floor 1. Yeah, it's not even working. The colors are not coming in. Not really sure why. What if we do like this? I don't know. Will it work? Nah. Vector 2? Nah. Alright, let's just leave it. Let's leave it. Let's add some metallicness to it. And let's just make it not that color. Let's just make it all one color. The wires. So instead of this color, we can just do white or gray. White's just fine. All right, so let's finish this off. And then for the floor, the grid, we'll just we'll bring it down even further, the extrusion, 0.25. So we could bring more attention to the sculpture or the architecture, I should say. All right, so let's get this rendered. All right, Karma render settings. XPU, let's try XPU, 512 like we did last time. 2K is fine. And we'll change it to 4. Architecture. Let's save this one more time. And let's do a preview. Yep, that's what we want. And let's go to the camera view. Oh, actually, we don't want that angle. We want it a little bit closer. And then we could see that our whole entire sculpture is floating. So we'll put it back to 0. Or let's do negative 0.1. I think this works. All right, let's save it and render it. You mean for the geometry property value, use the full color word versus CD, Johan? Yeah, I think you might be right. Just because I guess because we're in Solaris, using Karma and stuff. Oh, it's another node. I'll have to check it out. I'm rendering this image right now. Were you able to see the whole stream or just kind of this ending section? All right, it's been a minute and 30. The last render I did, I think it for 4K or 3K. Thanks. I appreciate you taking a look. How did you already submit your architecture? I think you were working on. I think you mentioned in one of the streams that you were working on it. Oh, nice. Nice. Do you go by the same name there? I would love to check it out. What you did. Why isn't it working? Let me see. Where is it? Okay. Cop. We gotta win something, right? At least some points. It's like the defaults are always so exaggerated. Drop output, and I'll just do a PNG. $OS PNG, and we'll name this JL day 4 architecture. Yeah, I think just because I don't have like so much time to like tweak around shaders and stuff, like I figured I'm like I'll just do kind of black and white. It'd probably look better than just not spending enough time on the shaders. Let's save this. All right. Okay. Oops. What happened there? All right. So yeah, that's the final the final architecture piece. It's very abstract, but at least we have some steps where we can have some people go in here. You know, you go up the steps, you can only go there. These are like, you gotta get your rocket launcher and go into different parts. But yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. Let me check what you said with you mentioned something with attribute property value but color. So I was doing the floor and I had tried geometry property value on the base, and then it was still rendering. So I put, so color you mentioned. Yeah, I did color. So if I were to just grab this from scratch, just how the node comes, geometry property value, right? And then I put, instead of float, color, and then put CD. It just turns black unless I have to put color. No. Geo property value. Geo. Oh, okay. Geo property color. Oh, okay. But that's weird. Oh, there you go. Yeah, you're right. That's weird because I feel like you should have just been able to get the CD from the other node. But I guess maybe it's just for custom attributes. Yeah, because what I wanted to do is just add some variation to that floor. And I can just go back now into our grid. Yeah, USD. Damn USD. All right. Maybe something like that. And then let's get the randomization and get the seed. Yeah, maybe something like that. I think I like that better. And let's go back. I know I said I'm done, but see, this is what happens. I'm telling myself I'm finished, but I'm not finished. I'm not ready to quit. All right. And then let's bring this higher. All right, let's do one more render. Let's save it, of course. And let's do one more render. Let's see what that one looks like. How's your week going? We're just getting over the middle of the week. So I'm happy. 2 more days in the weekend. Let's check on the render. Okay, the last one took close to 2 minutes. I'm assuming this one will take just a little bit longer because I added more refraction or more glassy kind of shader. Let's see what other people are doing. Mardini. All right. Forum. All right, so I'm here. You said you submitted yours already? Was it in images or animation? I'll check images for now. The interior with the couch. Let me see. You let me know if I pass it. I'm not sure if I did or not. Let's keep going. Oh, that's funny. I did something like this for the floor, but just not so extruded. Oh, is the last one on the first page? Okay. Oh, that's cool. It's a house of cards. All right, let's go to the first one. You said the last. The last. Oh, nice. Cool. I love the lighting and you added like gobos. That adds a lot of variation. Looks nice. Did you use all like cops shaders or cops? Did you build the materials with cops, with Copernicus, or was it with I don't know, like just random nodes, like the material X noise and all that stuff? Nice. I think they had mentioned that you can use Grayscale Gorilla stuff. By the way, it looks great. I like it a lot. I think they had mentioned that it was okay. You could never get to the page correctly. Let me see. Rules. You can use the content library. I mean, I haven't used any third-party stuff yet or anything. So it says right here, it says, can we use content from Grayscale Gorilla in our entries? Yes, geometry, texture, and texture maps from Grayscale Gorilla can be used as part of your submission. Yeah, if you have it, I mean, they're saying that you could frequently ask questions. And then also, are we allowed to use side effects labs, mops, or QLibs? Yes, they are allowed. So yeah, hopefully, you know, they stay true to that and they don't just kind of say something else later. But yeah, I think if it says it there, I think you're good to go. All right, so our render finished. And let me see. Let's go here. Open our folder. All right, this one. Okay, I keep rendering it with the wrong name. I gotta fix that. Yep, I like this one better. Yep, that's cool. All right, and let's do the final image. So this one, this is the final. Yep, I think I like it. I think I'm satisfied with the amount of time that I put in it. And yeah, thank you everybody that was here to watch it and support. I'll see you guys, I think, tomorrow, but tomorrow I'm going to be a lot earlier than today. I think I might do maybe 5 or 4 p.m. EST. Yeah, because I was doing it later, but tomorrow I have some things that I need to do, and then I'm not sure how the weekend's going to work out. I'm trying to output one every single day for the month of March, but we'll see how that goes. Maybe I'll bundle some together and then just try to minimize the time so I don't spend more than 2 hours. But yeah, that's kind of the trend right now. But yeah, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.